Hey, this is Aaron with Scalability, and welcome to Freedom Fridays, where I go live at 11:30 with Scalability subscribers, answer questions, and give you strategies so that you can turn your ideas into an actual business. I believe God created for 6 days, and then he set everything on automation so that he could spend the rest of his time in relationship with us. And now we teach kingdom-minded entrepreneurs how to do the same thing. We use scalability as the software to allow us to do that. So everything on Freedom Fridays is strategy, not just tech on how to build a website, but how to bring your customers through a customer journey to where you can sell, how to build the systems behind the software so that it runs properly with a purpose. That way you can spend your time in relationship with people, your family, hobbies, whatever it is that you want to do, instead of running around answering emails and stuff all day long. So on Freedom Fridays, if you are a paid Scalability subscriber, you will get a link in your email every week to join these calls live, where you can ask questions and we can work through the stuff that you are specifically working on. That way you don't get stuck. But we still stream this inside the Facebook group, live on YouTube. So if you're watching on those channels, go ahead and you have questions, go ahead and put it in the comments below the video, because we can see those and we'll still get to your questions, and we'll kind of make sure we get those things answered for you. But that way, the strategies that we're building, I want them to work for you, even if you're not a subscriber with us. So that's why we live stream. We want to try and help you accomplish your goals and build a business that is scalable. That's the whole point behind scalability. So today we're going to do some live Q&A. We've got 4 people here that are subscribers, and we've just got different stuff going on inside the software and dealing with their businesses. And so we're just going to kick off a live Q&A and just work through some of that stuff together. So Madison, let's start off with yours. Give me your question again so that we're clear on the question, and then we'll just kind of dig in and play with it and show you how to make that work.
Awesome. So just for context, we have a business coaching company with, I believe, 9 different coaches, and we want them to be able to have access to some, but not all, of the features, to be able to see clients inside of our CRM, but not to be able to have access to change a bunch of things and all that. So I wanted to go through, when we go to put a coach user into Scalability, walking through some of the permissions, making sure that we check off the right ones and don't give them permissions that they don't need or might abuse, potentially.
Perfect. So we're talking about like adding staff members and then giving them permissions to where they can only view certain things. So I'm going to share a screen on a demo account here. And I'm just going to do the entire screen. So we're going to get this funny little mirror thing first, and then we're going to jump into a demo account. So inside your scalability, the first thing we want to do is actually like just add a staff member. So if we click on settings in the bottom left corner, then we come over here on this left side menu, you'll see my staff. When you click on my staff, this is how you guys are going to add coaches, team members, a marketing team, social media manager, whoever it is that you're bringing on, you always come right here. So you're always going to add them here. And of course, we're just going to click add employee, top right corner. And then here, name, phone number, email. You can give them a calendar, you can give them a signature or not, it's up to you. And then what she's talking about right here is user permissions, okay? Right underneath that is user roles, and we're pretty much just focused for most of you. It's gonna be this top section. It's gonna assign them a user role where it's an admin of your account or a user of your account. If they're an admin, they'll have access to everything. If they're a user, they'll basically have access to whatever you give them as a user. So we'll call them a user. And then right here above it, user permissions. I don't even mess with any of this stuff down here. Calendar, availability, call, voicemail. Most of you aren't going to mess with that, but you'll focus right on user roles and permissions. So if we click on permissions, this is going to bring up like everything that scalability will do for you, all the settings and everything else inside of there. And you can toggle on and off what you want people to have access to. So if I had an advertising team, a marketing team, and I was adding them to scalability, they would get their own username, their own password to log into your scalability. But then I don't want them to see everything. I just want them to see marketing stuff. So I could toggle all these off just by going down like this and setting what I want them to see and what I want them not to see. So specifically, what Madison is talking about is they've got the company that'll run the contacts and the funnels and onboarding and follow up and everything else. But then when somebody buys in with them, they get a coaching package and they get assigned to a coach. And so she wants to give the coaches access to scalability, but not access to everything, just so they can follow up with their people. So what I would do, Madison, is I would add them like this. Each coach, you're just going to add them as a staff member. And then I would do something probably with just only assigned data. So if you see this only assigned data, that's going to say anything that is assigned to that person, they can view, but they won't be able to do anything else. And so if we toggle that on, it's going to automatically, you see right here, when we toggle that on, it says, please be aware that enabling this option will visually remove things like contacts, opportunities, conversations from your dashboard, even if they were not assigned to your user. So over here on this left sidebar, that's what it's talking about. If I click this go back button, we see conversations, contacts, marketing, automation. All of these things to that person would disappear. Like they would log in and they wouldn't see any of these menu items over here. So maybe that's good for you. Maybe it's not. If I go back here and we go to the permissions, if you do only assign data, this is going to really, really restrict them down to just items assigned to them. So looking at it, I don't know if I would go only assign data, or if I would make it to where it was like, you could do contacts to where they're still able to see the contacts, and then just start toggling off all these other things like the lead value and websites and Facebook reporting and all that, to where basically they can see the opportunities and contacts. Because if they're working with clients in your sub account, they need to be able to see the client information and their contact cards to be able to follow up with them. And so I would probably make it to where it just restricts them down to like contacts and opportunities, and then do a Zoom with one or two of them and have them log in and share their screen so you can see what they're seeing when they're in there, to make sure they can see the proper stuff, because you can always come back in here and toggle some things on or off if you need to. But for the most part, for them to coach somebody, the opportunities are going to be on the pipelines. So if we toggle those things off, they're going to be able to see opportunities in the pipeline and contacts, to where they can respond to the people they're supposed to. We want to leave appointments on just so they could see appointments if they're going to be scheduling any. If they're not necessarily scheduling appointments, you could even toggle that off. Bulk requests, funnels, like conversations, they don't necessarily need any of these things, because conversations allows them to click on that little conversations button on the left, and it kind of brings it up like Messenger, where it's just got each person like in a list and an open messenger window, basically just like a Facebook Messenger looks. But as long as they can still see the contacts and they can pull up their contacts, they don't need to see the conversations even. So I would just literally be toggling all of this stuff off. Kind of scroll down here, reporting workflows, affiliate manager, payments, reports, cancel payments. Yeah, I would say that's probably the only things they need. Appointments, opportunities, and contacts. I would just block everything else for them right now, just by toggling them off like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. I was kind of thinking it would be more confusing than that, but this makes sense. So.
Hopefully it makes sense. Yeah, it's not too hard. It's just kind of that first time when you're running through things like, where do I go? What do I toggle on and off? This makes it pretty easy because, like I said, you can change it anytime. So I had recently, we brought on a new hire just this last week, and same thing. We got in here, gave him permissions to certain things, and then I did my review with him where I checked in, and he like had him screen share, log in, ask me the questions, and trained him through stuff. And when he opened up his scalability and logged into it, he couldn't see any of the dashboard settings at all. It was just empty. So if I go to this account, this is a demo account, right? But when you log in, you see the dashboard and there's all these things here. And so like none of these things showed up. It was just a white window right here. And there was like a little message box that said, you don't have permission to view the desktop stuff or the dashboard stuff. I was like, oh, I should probably give him permission to that because he should have it. And so then it's just as easy as going back to settings, clicking on my staff, and then the people will show up here, and you can just click on them and change the permissions anytime. So it makes it real easy to like check in with them, make sure they're seeing what they need to be able to see. Because just like I'm always saying, any business, you guys have to actively be running the business and actively working through getting better with the business. And so anytime you have your coaches and everything come in, it's going to be like showing them how to use it, checking on them, making sure they're in the right spot, that kind of a deal. You'll be doing that kind of all the time. Any other questions spawn from that? Madison first, and then anybody else?
No, I think that makes sense. Thank you so much.
Cool. You're welcome. Let's see. Jill, we had a calendar question, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Ask me the question again so that we've got it on the recording so everybody knows what we're after.
I integrated calendars a while ago, and one of the things you said that would be a good idea is to set the settings to a one-way traffic into scalability. Or was it out? Yeah, into.
It'll go out.
Okay.
Yep.
But I couldn't see an option for two-way, for one way. It's only two-way.
Okay. Well, let's check it out real quick. So I know you gave me permission to get in here and share your account. I'm going to share the screen and we're going to check out your scalability. We'll jump straight to where the calendars are. So we've got here, I'm in your scalability account, calendars, and we've got discovery call, introductory, and flow of fruition. So these are calendars inside of scalability. The only way they connect to anything else is if you have your Google Calendar integrated with your scalability account. So before I go into your calendars here, let me jump over to this demo account and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This is basically the calendars of where we're at right now. If I go to, in this same menu here, if I scroll down to where I see integrations in this left side menu, click integrations, this brings up like Stripe, Facebook, Shopify, TikTok in your Google. So if you go into your scalability account, and I'm not going to do this on yours because I don't want to show people your address. So I'll let you check this. But if you go into scalability, click on settings in the bottom left corner, click on integrations. This Gmail account right here is the one you want to log into so that your scalability calendars can check that one for availability. Okay, so make sure you're logged into that one there. And for any of you that are like wanting to have scalability calendars where you shoot out a link and somebody books on your calendar and it checks your personal calendar to make sure they're not double booking, this is how you do that. Okay, so I have my personal calendar connected right here because I live off my personal calendar. So connect it right there. Then we're going to jump back over to your calendars here. And each one of these, which one of them is it that you were checking that you're saying only had the one-way sync?
It is the new one.
The new one? Is that this one, Discovery Call?
Yeah. Support app, make fun of faith.
Okay, that's the calendar that you want it to check, correct? Okay, so each one of these calendars inside your scalability account are separate from your personal calendars and your email calendars. So these are not affected by anything you do with your email over here, right? Your calendars and scalability will always just be the calendars and scalability. And then you'll change which personal calendar they check just to make sure there's not an overlap. Okay, so if I look at each one of these, if I click on the three dots to the right and click edit, it brings me into the calendar. And the first thing you'll see right in here is meeting details, availability, connections. right here where it says connections, if we click on connections, see this one's not linked to a calendar. It's just empty. If I click this drop down, it shows me the accounts we have connected. So you've got support at Make Fun of Faith right here. And we've got the admin at Jill Bentham here. If we check this one, support at Make Fun of Faith, then right underneath it, the sync option is one-way, two-way smart. So one-way means that when somebody books on your scalability calendar, this calendar, right, it's going to check this one, support at makefunoffaith.com. It's going to check that calendar. And that's the one that you'll want to log in with on the integrations. So you go to the integrations, log into support at makefunoffaith.com. And then here you click the connections, connect it like this. One-way sync means your scalability calendar is going to go out to Gmail and check that support at Make Fun of Faith to make sure there's nothing in the way. And then it's going to allow somebody to book to that calendar and it'll show up on that calendar. Two-way sync means if you book something on support at makefunoffaith.com, so not a scalability calendar at all. You just open Gmail on your the app on your phone and you schedule something to that calendar. Two-way sync means it will show up inside of scalability. One-way sync means scalability will check your Google Calendar, but nothing will come into scalability from outside.
Okay.
So I run everything off my personal Gmail calendar on my phone. And in here, I just have these calendars check my personal so that they're not double booking on my phone. But then I don't like check the calendar in scalability every day to operate my day. I do it all from my personal calendar. So I only have a one-way. It goes out, it checks my calendar, it puts it on my personal calendar, and nothing comes back into scalability.
Thank you.
Does this answer the question?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this particular box before.
Okay, so if we click save and then always save it, top right corner. Now let's just go back real quick and we'll check your others. So we've got the three, each one of them you'll have to do that. So we click the three dots, edit, click on connections. See, this one is linked to admin at Jill Bentham. So since you're switching, we just click the drop down, support at Make Fun of Faith, one way, save, and now that one will check support at Make Fun of Faith. Just make sure you go into your integrations and log into that, the support one there. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions arise off of that?
Not really specific to scalability, but as you know, Aaron, it might be that other clients change their main Gmail address, Google Space, like I have just done. And I want to transmit everything that was in my original Gmail calendar to the new one before I lose all that information too.
So basically events and things you have scheduled on your old Gmail calendar onto your new Gmail calendar. I don't know how to like copy a calendar onto another calendar. The way I understand it is you just have to go and like move them over manually. Like you just have to reschedule each one of them. And then if you start using like your scalability calendar connected to your new support at Make Fun of Faith, all new links will show up on the new one. So you just have to copy over or reschedule the stuff from your old one. Do you have things specifically that are like automatically happening on that calendar that you would need to switch over? Or is that just like where you're just scheduling things currently?
That is where I was scheduling things.
Okay. So yeah, you would just have to manually start scheduling on the new calendar and just switch over the old one just by like rescheduling them over.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. And then MJ. Hi, Crystal. You notice we can see and hear MJ. She's like moving up in the world. Got the computer fixed.
Thanks to her.
I just got to call you out, MJ, because, you know, it was like a 3-week, 4-week thing.
I know. I was on a hiatus.
All right. MJ, give us your question.
Oh, golly. Okay. So I just wanted to know how to add a button on my funnel and direct it to what hopefully will be my website, right?
Your blog, right? So
Yes.
what you're talking about is essentially a website page, sales funnel, same idea. It's a web page, putting
Okay.
a button on there where people can click on it to go to your blog, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Your blog
I
is
guess.
also going to be in scalability, just setting the context for everybody. So the sales page, the funnel page is in scalability. The blog is also going to be in scalability. So when you guys are creating a blog, you have to create a funnel page or a web page. And then the blog posts are an element that you put on that page. So when I say, where is your blog hosted? Then you're going to tell me it's in a funnel, right? You have to create a funnel page. So it could be a separate website. It could just be a page. Isn't this Amazing's Adventures? This is the one we're wanting to use, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I click on that funnel, we open this up, you see we've got the book order page, we've got the order confirmation page, and then you've got a new page, Head for Home, that you created here.
Yes.
Is this for something specific, or was this like for the blog?
Again, I was just trying to be daring and just create things.
That's all right. That's how you learn. It's a good thing. So I'm going to use it. So what I'm saying is your book order page, is this where you want to put the link to your blog?
Well, that's the first thing that you see if you were to go to my, if I give you my web address, that's the first thing that you'll see. So I have like, 4 or 5 buttons along the way, and they all go to just my book. And I just wanted something that would also direct to, because eventually I think I want to have like a store, I want to add on to these things as I grow, but
Okay,
I want a button to go to the blog.
Yep,
So.
understood. So I'll show you how to do this in just a second. Allow me, since Freedom Fridays are a strategy thing, I want to give you guys some strategy, some marketing tips right now, because you can do whatever you want with them. There's a difference between a sales funnel and a website, right? So as you start adding more buttons and linking to different things, you're turning it into an informational website. And just so everybody knows, those do not convert people to sales very often. The more places they can go, the more places people do go. So like I said, I'm not telling you not to do it. I just want to give some context around it real quick and bring the years of knowledge into it. So I relate this to as like walking into Walmart as opposed to walking into IKEA. If you guys have never heard me say this before, when you walk in the doors at Walmart, you could go this way, that way, this way. There's aisles this way, and then there's aisles this way, and there's stuff everywhere. And typically people forget why they're there. They buy stuff they didn't come after, and they forget why they actually came, and they don't get what they came for, right? That's what happens at Walmart. You go to IKEA, as soon as you pull in the parking lot, there's an entrance and an exit, and they are at opposite ends of the front of the building. Like there is distance between them, right? You can't even, at Walmart, you can go in the out or out the in, right? Like they're both right next to each other. It says in and out, but people are just all over the place, right? At IKEA, it's like you got to walk half a block down the street to go in the exit, and they're going to have checkouts right there, and they're not going to let you go in. So when you go into IKEA, it's very clear: entrance, out, in, out. And when you come in, there's like arrows on the floor, and they take you just to the living room with just living room stuff. Then they take you just to the kitchen with just kitchen stuff. Then just to the outdoors with just outdoor stuff. Then directly to the cash register so that you show up and you buy what you just went through. They very clearly take you from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and they're leading you through your house so that you're thinking about one thing. Do I need anything in here? Nope. Into the next room. One thing. Do I need anything for this room in my house? And they're clearly taking you down a customer journey. So anytime you guys start adding buttons, just know it reduces the chance of people getting where you want them. It gives them lots of information, but you're not going to see conversions into like sales and stuff like that unless it's a clear path. So what I typically instruct people to do is have your sales funnels, multiple pages, and an informational website if you want for building credibility, but make them different pages. So in other words, for you, MJ, I would say have your book page where it's like, go here and all they learn about is the book and they get the free coloring pages and that's it.
Okay.
And then I would build a separate website with a separate domain that is like, hey, if you just want to learn more about me, go here. And it would have a link to your blog and to your book funnel where it sends them to the other page to just get the book and the coloring pages.
Okay.
And it has a button to your blog and to your Facebook and to your YouTube. So I would create like a separate web page
Okay.
that is more of just an information. So we'll run people, you come into a sales funnel, which is a web page talking about one thing, IKEA people. The more they scroll down, the more it just builds that one idea. And there's
Okay.
one button, click here to get the thing. And that's it. So they either buy it or they don't. If they do buy it, then we simply, on the thank you page, you can be like, hey, thanks for getting this such and such. To learn more about us or check out our blog, click here. And the
Okay.
thank you page can send them over to learn more about you on a general thing.
Gotcha.
Because now you've collected their name and email and you can follow up with them because they got the free thing or the paid thing.
Okay.
As soon as you start putting a free thing next to a paid thing,
Yeah.
or a entertainment thing, which are blogs, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you put links to your stuff, people will automatically just go watch the fun stuff instead of doing the work or buying the thing they came from. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. With that being said, would I be able to take my old website that I originally started with WordPress? Would I be able to move that over onto Scalability?
Mm-hmm. So I
And
know
then
we've talked about this too before, but it's like one of my mentors said, a man has to be told once and then reminded many times. Anytime you're switching your website from a website builder to a website builder, you have to rebuild the whole thing. WordPress doesn't make it where you can click a button and it'll just copy it into Scalability. Wix, Squarespace, they're all website builders and they're all like holding it. Scalability does the same thing. So I'm not going to talk, smack on anybody else. It's like, but you pay them to like build your website and host your website. They don't want to make it easy for you just to take it somewhere else. So you do have to rebuild it, which you
well,
just
that's fine, but I'm just taking the address and moving it over to Scalability, right?
Yep,
I mean,
exactly. You just build a new one inside. So
yeah.
for those of you who are like thinking the same thing, if you have a domain name like with GoDaddy and it's pointing to a WordPress or a Squarespace website that you currently have, and you want to shift that into Scalability, you have to go into Scalability, rebuild your website. When it's done and you like it, then just go to GoDaddy and say, go to Scalability instead of going to WordPress. And that way there's not a lag in your website being down, right? It will keep pointing to WordPress while you rebuild it. And then as soon as it's done and you're ready, then you just go to GoDaddy and you say, now I want you to point to Scalability instead of WordPress. That way your sites are always up live. Okay, so having that in mind, I'll still show you guys how to like create the blog page and kind of what that looks like. But having that in mind, MJ, does that change like what you're wanting to do on the book page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want Walmart. I want IKEA. Or
You
IKEA,
look at what
whatever
people
it's
are
called.
building online. People build a lot of Walmarts. And then we run around for years wondering why we can't sell anything. I want you guys to sell stuff.
Yeah.
And like years ago, I started saying websites inform, funnels sell. And a lot of people get confused. Well, I've got a sales funnel, but I also have this product over here. So can I link to that? No. Build a completely different sales funnel.
Yeah, I think what was happening, because somebody by the name of Aaron said that books don't, really make you money. And so I'm like, oh, great. What can I do? Because that's really what I'm springing off of. And the Lord's just bringing me into other places and showing me, different giftings that I have. I just have to grow into them is all. And
exactly.
So
get the pieces. So if you think about your blog and your YouTube and your different stuff, all of those things can be things people find on their own. Like, go check out my blog. And when they check out your blog, every single blog post has a link to the sales funnel to get the book.
Okay, yeah.
So you could collect a name, email, phone number, or a name and email. They get the
Okay.
free coloring pages. Then the thank you page or the follow-up sequence when they get the pages, right? So the next step is now go check out my paid community or schedule a call with us to have us look into your stuff and help you do it for you, right? Like, I always throw back the curtain, everybody, because I want you guys to know that I actually do this too and how it works. If you go to fastscalability.com, there's only one thing you can do on there. There might still be a button for an automation audit, but for the most part, the entire web page talks about the software, why it's good, why you need it, how it works, and start your 14-day free trial. I think there is an automation audit button on there, and we've got the chat widget on there where people can like send us messages. Everything is going to point to the 14-day free trial or the automation audit. And if you book the automation audit, we're just answering your questions to get you into your 14-day free trial. If you start your 14-day free trial, we're going to offer you a free automation audit. It's literally all we're after. We want you to get the software and we want to show you how to use it as quickly as possible. And then on the automation audit, we simply say, if you need help doing it, we can do it for you. We can build your websites, your automation, or whatever, and that's it. There's no hard pitch, but you see everything goes to go to fastscalability.com, start your free trial. We'll jump on the phone. I'll give you a process so you know exactly what to focus on. And then if you need help with it, we can help you. And that's the entire thing. We're not overcomplicating. There is a YouTube channel. There is a Facebook group. None of those links are on that page. Because those pages, the YouTube, the Facebook, those should be running people to the website to sign up, to the sales funnel, right? Yours is the same way. So you don't want to bring people to the payment page, the sign up page, and then give them a link to go read your blog.
Gotcha.
Because now it's like, come buy my thing. And they're like, I'm here to buy your thing. And you're like, you should watch this video. And they're like, okay. And you didn't get anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
So think of like, what is the purpose of that page? And like I said, it's perfectly fine to have an informational page. Just figure out the customer journey of where in that customer process of interacting with you that they actually need to see that page.
Mm-hmm.
It may be up front. So if we have, let's say, a coaching program or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, book a discovery call. Well, they might book the discovery call and be like, well, do you have anything I can like check you guys out? Because really, I just saw this ad and then this landing page like sounded really good. And now that I've talked to you, like it sounds great, but I'm just honestly like, I just don't know you. You're like, yeah, no problem. Let me shoot you a link to our website or just go to fastscalability.com, whatever. And it's got a bunch of testimonials. It's got pictures of all the work that we've done. It's got, you know, links to all of our channels. And it's kind of a follow-up to build rapport after we've already had a conversation. So like thank you pages are a good place to like direct people off or connect people and things like that. Just really focusing. I'm trying to get the point across to focus on your customer journey for all of your stuff. And don't think that all of your offers have to come together.
Okay.
There's separate web pages, separate funnels.
Okay. Wow. That was even clearer than mud. So that's cool.
Lucky.
Clearer than mud.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
That was a compliment. It means that I'm listening and I'm hearing what you're saying.
So Kelly, you said, how do we book a call on the sales funnel? Explain or expand for me.
Well, like if they want to book a call from that sales page, is that not a good idea or is it a good idea?
Those are two different sales pages for two different offers, in my opinion. So if I'm selling a low ticket item, say under $100, under a couple $100, I'm probably not booking a call at all. I don't want to be on calls all day long trying to answer questions to sell a $20 product. I don't even like, and it'll change as you guys get to a certain level. I'm trying to teach you guys strategies that will take you to $1 million a year, right? And so we don't want to create a process that you guys get used to. Anybody, because I say you guys like you're here, but anybody watching this, since we're on YouTube, Facebook, everything else, like if you're watching this, I don't want you guys building a business that revolves around you doing a bunch of work for pennies. You have to learn to structure your time and respect your time and run people through a customer journey. And if you don't do that at the beginning, as it scales, it gets really hard. And so I want you to have the good habits in place while it's easy. And so 2 things. I book a call on a high ticket program. So if there is a book a call with me, you better expect it's going to be in the thousands of dollars is what we're talking about. Or I'm not scheduling those calls, because if I'm taking the calls, my time is very valuable. I know what God created me for, and I know where I need to be spending my time, and just making money is not what I'm supposed to be spending my time. It's making disciples, it's raising my family, it's doing those things and making money. So if it's a call, it's typically you're selling a coaching program, $1,000, 3,000, 5,000. That's like, let's get on a call. So one, I can see if you're actually going to be good for this coaching program, because with integrity, we don't want to just sell somebody something $3,000 and then they show up like, this is horrible for you. You shouldn't have spent this money. Like, caring about people, we don't want to just sell it. So the call is for you to see if they're a good fit for your program. And then at the same time, explain and answer questions so they're comfortable giving you thousands of dollars to jump into this, because they know it'll it will solve their problem, right? That's super important. And that's why I would book a call. And that would be a sales funnel that would only talk about the program. So it would the same as anything else. It would be like, this is your problem. This is how I can solve it. Here's some testimonials about how we solve it. Here's what we would include and what could be this and that. If this sounds like something you think you'd need, click here to schedule a discovery call where we can see if we're a good fit to work with each other. No pressure either way. It's just a check-in to see if it's a good fit. And you're not talking price, but you're selling the product on the funnel page. And all it's doing is selling them on the idea of booking the call. On the call, you're telling about the high ticket, $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 thing, and you're selling it. Anything under a couple $100 is literally like the sales page should just be a buy it or don't, in my opinion. In the beginning, it's easy to get into the idea of like, well, just book a call. Let me talk to them. And if you want to gather information, that's okay. So I think last week we talked about going to events, or a couple weeks ago, going to events, doing things with intention. I can go to, a lot of people are like, networking events are great. I personally, I'm like, it's a complete waste of time, because everybody's showing up, just passing out their business card and then leaving. Well, I'm going to throw away all of them as I walk out the door because I still don't know you. That was a waste of time at that meeting for that person just to show up, pass out their cards and leave. Going with intention is important. So if you're going to talk to people because you want to gather information about your people, then great. Get them on a call, open up the chat, whatever, to where you can interact with them, because you know in your mind that you want to talk with them so you can learn more about them, so that you can dial in your sales page so you won't have to talk to people down the road. Right? Like, if you have that mindset, it's okay to meet with people. But if you're just thinking, well, everybody has questions and I just want to make sure I answer their questions, you are creating a rabbit trail of taking laps in the desert. And you're never going to get anywhere. Yeah. Because you're just going to be answering questions all the time for free, and nobody will spend anything with you.
Yeah, because I kind of started this off backwards. Well, I didn't really start it off backwards, but I had a high ticket item, and then I would have calls with these people, and I had some clients sign up under that high ticket, and then now I'm now I'm kind of going to the community route, so that it is more continual flow.
Yep.
But so I really need to build another sales funnel for my one-on-one coaching.
So yours specifically, and anybody with a community, this is the customer journey, right? So think about it this way. Everything you talk about. So Kelly, this you specifically, but we've built others, and I know some of you here are doing it and other people watching everywhere. You're building a community. The sales page is join my community. Everything on that sales page under $100 a month should just be selling the community, right? They sign up for that. All the free content you do is join my community, join my community, join my community. You don't need a separate sales page for your one-on-one. Because if you're just like, join my community, this is what I teach, this is how I can help you, here's some free tips, some free tricks on all of your content, and you're just like, if you want more, join my community. People that are not interested in your community and they're interested in one-on-one coaching, they'll shoot you a message and be like, hey, Kelly, I'd love to work with you. Do you offer any mentoring or coaching or anything like that? And at that point, they're already sold on you. They don't need a sales funnel. They need to go straight to the discovery call, where you can jump on the phone with them and you sell over the call. The second way is you're pitching the high ticket in the community. The paid community itself turns into your sales funnel. So you don't need another sales page for that either. It's the sales pages, join my community, join my community, join my community. $20 a month, 50, whatever that is. Everything is pointing to that. Join the community, join the community, join the community. That gets your monthly recurring revenue up. And then inside the community, you're like, hey, I'm opening up 3 one-on-ones this month. Click the link to schedule a call with me. We've already created that discovery call calendar for you. So that's what that is for all of you. You get a community, and then you book people to a discovery call as you talk about your high ticket thing inside your paid community. So all free content points to the paid community. Low ticket, that should be a sales funnel that sells itself. And then inside the community, you talk about and open up positions for one-on-one coaching, your high ticket program, your mastermind, your event. And those, they just book a discovery call and pay you it and move on. Like, that's the easiest way. And that is your customer journey. When we think of the customer journey, here's the strategy side of it that you don't learn by just getting software. The customer journey is they see your free social media posts somewhere. And those posts point them to your website to join your community for 20, 50, $100 a month. On that page, it talks about your story and your bio and what they get in the community and how it can help them with their problem. And they go, that's great. And they spend $20 a month and they join your community. And then they show up in your private community and they show up for the weekly calls like this. And they get to know you more and more and more. And then you're like, hey, I'm opening up 5 positions for one-on-one this month. The first 5 is all I'm going to take because I just don't have time for it. It's 3 months, 1 call a week. If it sounds like something you're interested in, click the link below this post, schedule some time with me, and we'll just see if we're a good fit. And that's all the pitch you do. Then they show up and they pay thousands. They get one-on-one coaching and they continue to grow. The customer journey that you're thinking is free content all the way to that high ticket. That's the journey that they take as they get to know you through the whole process. At any point in there, you can keep them IKEA clear, free content to the sales page, to the to the paid community, to the discovery call, to the high ticket. One action, only the next thing. People have a problem when they try to take the end, the high ticket, and they throw it out on the front side. Or they try to link it in the middle. Like when they come to the community page and they're thinking like, I really want to be involved with this person, and they see a high ticket coaching program and they see the monthly, they're going to check out the high ticket because they want it. And they see thousands of dollars or book something and they're not to that level yet. And a lot of them end up dropping off when they would have signed up for $20 a month or $10 or $50 a month because they're like, oh, I have that. I spend $11 every time I go through Taco Bell. You know, so like if you work them in the customer journey and you stay in the customer journey, this page does this one thing, then inside this one thing, then inside this one thing, you will lead them into a deeper relationship with you where they don't have any problem spending thousands of dollars with you. And like, so this like less buttons and clear arrows on the floor, IKEA style, to just take people down one thing at a time. And it'll, if you learn that and you keep that in mind, all of your content revolves around that. Like every post is saying the same thing to the same person. Jill, yours too, like instead of talking about the game, you talk about how you help the parents do the thing, join the community. Inside the community, they end up being your investors. They end up being your marketers that tell everybody about the game. You don't even have to talk about the game on the front side. It's like you're building a community of people where you're changing their families for them and they're promoting the game for you.
Yeah.
But if on the front side, you're talking about the game one day and the community the next day and the game one day and the community the next day, people are like, what's she doing? Or then maybe they watch you one day and they missed the day before, which is the offer they really needed.
Yeah.
So there's a customer journey. And when you guys really figure that customer journey out, commit to it for at least 12 months. Where it's like, that's all I'm going to do is talk about this thing for 12 months. And when they come to that, I'm going to talk about this. When they come to that, we do this. It will develop and grow. So MJ, yours specifically was get the book, download the coloring pages. So don't run them off to free content somewhere. Just tell people to go get the book. Tell them to get the free coloring pages. Click here to get the coloring pages. Hey, it's the easiest thing in the world. Grab a couple coloring pages from the book. Your kids will love them. Coloring pages, coloring pages, coloring pages. Anybody interested will start there. You don't have to have anything else yet. Every single person who signs up and gets those coloring pages, maybe it's 2 months from now, 6 months from now, you're like, you have a community, or you have another book, or you have a digital course, or you built a custom app. Whenever you do that, it just becomes the next step of that customer journey. And you go back to everybody who got the pages in the book and you say, hey, I remember you got the book way back when. We've developed this new game that makes the book even better. Click here to check it out. Sales funnel that only talks about the new thing, but the customer journey is still the same. Get the free pages, get the free pages. And then as soon as they get the free pages, it automatically takes them to the next thing because you're building the journey. So you don't have to have the next thing at the beginning, but you can still be super clear on come to this, get the free pages. And then on the thank you page, check out our blog and our YouTube and get to know us more. Like that's where you throw in that extra stuff. But your journey is still very clear for everybody. Does this make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
If you're watching Facebook, YouTube, and like it's good or bad or indifferent, put it in the chat. Even if it's bad, I'm okay with that.
Not bad.
Feedback's good feedback, and I'll dial it in from there. So Freedom Friday, I see somebody's asking on YouTube. Freedom Friday is actually in our Fast Scalability Facebook group. So it's a Facebook group called Fast Scalability. But we're live on YouTube and on Facebook to try and answer the questions and everything. So is this helpful? Like, are you guys able to see your own customer journeys?
Yes.
Yes.
Because if not, that's where you focus first. Because then it's literally like, what do I make content about? Well, what's the first thing you're sending them to? All your content then revolves around that one thing. It like really clarifies every piece of it. Like, what do I do inside my paid community? Well, if you know your customer journey, you're trying to sell them your high ticket coaching program. So you're going to speak to them, answer questions, and let them know it's even better when it's one-on-one. Like that's the only thing you're doing in there. A clear customer journey is really going to simplify all these steps for you. Right? Like these calls here is to help you guys win with the software and understand you're building a business, not just using software.
Yeah.
Software is software, but there's a purpose here. Like this is me multiplying my giving. I believe God created us for big things. I believe everything God gave me, I'm commanded and mandated biblically to multiply. That's the way I live. So I want to help people multiply their business. That's why we focus on kingdom-minded Christian entrepreneurs, is because I look at it and say, if I can help kingdom-minded entrepreneurs make more money and they're tithing and giving more money and doing things for people, I'm multiplying what I'm able to do by myself. I can only make so much money. If I make millions, billions, I'm still going to cap somewhere. But if I could teach 100,000 other people to do the same, I'm able to multiply my giving. It's like these Fridays is not to help me sell software. This is to help me teach you how to take what you have, whatever your message and your call is, right? This is my message, my call. I don't push it on anybody, but I'm not going to be shy about it either. That's why I do this. And so what's yours? How do you leverage the software? Software is just software. You'll quit using it if you don't figure it out. It's a win-win if I can come in here on Fridays and teach you guys the strategy that will make the software work for you. Because once you have the customer journey, I need the web page where they get the free books or the free pages or that sells my community. Great. You go into scalability, you create a funnel and you build out the web page. Then what happens? Well, when they get it, then I need to actually deliver the thing. Great. You build an automation that sends them the PDF on autopilot, or gives them access to a community and a welcome email and a welcome text that sends them to the paid group where they can join after they've taken their payment, and then it automatically takes their payment every month. This customer journey tells you what piece you need to build next so that software works for you. Because if you don't have any idea what you're doing and you log into scalability, it'll do anything and everything you can think of, and it's just overwhelming. And you're like, why am I here? 2-3 months later, you're like, I give up. You cancel the subscription, you run around circles, you take another lap in the desert. So what's the point of everything you guys are doing? Freedom Fridays for me isn't a place for me just to bring in new business. This is for me to help you guys win with it. Like, what's each stage of yours? That's like biggest question for this week. Take this week and sit down with your business and say, what's my customer journey and what's the point of each stage? Because that will be your content and everything you do on that stage of the customer journey. Cool.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Thank you.
Questions or comments on that? Because I feel like I just hit a soapbox and just went. Which I'll do from time to time, but does that strike anything? Questions, comments?
Yeah, I almost don't want to ask any more questions because that was a lot and I got to chew on it.
On the
I've got my work cut out.
What's that?
I've got my work cut out.
Simplify it down.
Yeah.
Not everything gets overwhelming, but if you simplify it down, get your customer journey, that'll simplify all the pieces.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron. That's been good.
You're very welcome. Crystal, you have any questions this week? I know you were at NRB last week.
Yeah.
Did you make amazing connections? Did you go with intention?
Absolutely. It was amazing. It was amazing couple days. So some full circle moments God brought also. So yeah, doing everything with intention changes everything. So yeah.
Cool.
Now I know we have some stuff like we got to finish up. So I know, kind of working on that. I got some more testimonials and different things. So that will be my thing. But I like everybody in here because we've all talked. But just how one step. And that's, we've talked about the one step. So just taking the one step, knowing the intention of the customer journey, and then the next step. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on this week. So
Cool.
Yep.
Bye, Jill.
Bye, Jill.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but like people come and go. Just for those of you popping in and out, that's the point of Freedom Fridays. I don't want you to come in and just waste an hour of your time just hanging out and talking just to talk. I want to help you win. So the whole point of these are answer. If you have questions, come here, get your questions answered, leave early, go back to money-making tasks. Perfectly fine with that. I want you to win. I want you to make some money. I see Carrie on YouTube. What's up? How am I on YouTube and in the Facebook group at the same time? Because I'm very, very sneaky. It's ninja stuff. No, it's Restream, RESTREAM.io, I think, Restream.io. So Restream will allow you to go up to like 5 channels, I think, for like 19 or 20 bucks a month. So I'm actually live in Restream, and I can point it to Facebook profiles, YouTube channels, multiple things like that. Typically, it's my personal profile, my Facebook group, and the YouTube channel. It's how we multiply and automate so that we can hit more, spread farther and faster. Let's see. And when we weren't able to go live on Facebook through Zoom starting in April, do you have any recommendations for live streaming into our Facebook groups then? Yes. So this was something we had to come over because we teach scalable subscriptions. So the whole point is get people signed up, go live on Zoom, stream into a Facebook group so that when you end the Zoom, Facebook automatically has your recording in your Facebook group. And so for those of you who know, I think it was last week, we talked about this specifically. In April, Facebook has put the axe to any third-party integration streaming services. In other words, if you're on Restream, Zoom, or anything like that, you're not going to be able to stream into your Facebook groups anymore or your Facebook profiles. But as far as I know right now, they didn't restrict the fact that you could put videos in there. So Facebook is going to keep you from live streaming directly into your groups, but you can still put your videos in there. So what we're teaching people to do is leverage YouTube. The reason we say go live on Zoom and stream into the Facebook group is just to simplify things. When you hit end Zoom meeting, Facebook was automatically capturing the recording in your group. So there was no download the recording, upload the recording, and it was a pain. We skip all that. There's no storage space and things like that involved. So basically, by them cutting us off on Facebook, how do we switch and what are we going to do? We're leveraging YouTube the exact same way. So if I go live on Restream or in Zoom, as long as you have a Zoom Pro account, you can go live. You can live stream like to Facebook, YouTube, whatever. So what we're telling people to do is go live on Zoom, not Restream, because if I can't stream to Facebook and YouTube, I don't need to stream 2 channels, so Zoom will work. Unless your clients are somewhere else that Restream will let you stream to multiple places at once, then it's beneficial. But we won't be using Restream once Facebook kicks us out because we just need to stream to YouTube. So what we're going to be doing is I'll be going live on Zoom. We'll be live streaming to the YouTube channel so that it is live in Zoom. As a Scalability subscriber, you can join us on these calls. You'll have links in your emails to join live for like this. And then you could also watch us live on the YouTube channel. As soon as we're done with the YouTube or with the Zoom meeting and we end the meeting, YouTube will convert and keep that video on your YouTube channel. And the video is always there. You don't have to pay for storage because it's a YouTube channel. It's for uploading videos. So as soon as we're done, we'll just take the YouTube link and put the link directly in the Facebook group and be like, here's the replay from today. So in the Facebook group, we have a weekly recurring post that will tell people, hey, you can join live, check your email for the link to join live if you're a subscriber, or you can watch live on the YouTube channel, and then the recording will be in the group afterwards. So we're going to live stream to YouTube and then just share the YouTube link into the group for the replay. The reason we do that is because your other 2 options are save it to your computer, which hours and hours of Zoom meetings will blow the storage on your computer very quickly. So I don't like that. You can record, you could save your recordings to the Zoom cloud, but as you grow hours and hours and hours of Zoom meetings, you'll run out of storage and then you have to upgrade your storage. So it costs you more the longer you're in business. Your monthly expenses will go up. If you use YouTube, you don't have to pay for extra storage. YouTube stores videos. That's what they do. So stream to YouTube, take the link, drop it into your group. Got it. Thank you. Perfect. Strategies. This isn't all just about software. We want to actually help you like make stuff work. So thank you guys for the interaction. I see Facebook group interaction. I see YouTube interaction. So super cool to be able to interact with you guys in different spots. We do this every Friday. That's why we call them Freedom Fridays. Sometimes it's me just teaching something. Sometimes it's going to be interviews in the future. Sometimes it's Q&A, but as a paid active subscriber of Scalability, we go live at 11:30, so 30 minutes before we go live on YouTube, and I just answer your questions. And so every Friday, as long as you're a subscriber, you have access to these calls, and we'll send you an email link or an email with a link every single week. So if you are not already a subscriber and you're liking what you're getting, check out the software. It's fastscalability.com. There's a 14-day free trial. And then, of course, we've simplified it to where we can help you get to things as quick as possible, make money as quick as possible. And then these are to help you win. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you giving it to me because it's something you can never get back. So I'll never take it for granted. You guys have any parting comments before we wrap it up?
Nope. It was good.
Good stuff.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, have an awesome weekend, everybody. We'll see you guys next Friday.